The Paul Chek Academy bankruptcy of CHE.K practitioners and personal trainers. And here's 6 pitfalls that you need to think about before you sign up for the CHE.K Academy. 1, our economy is not very good at the moment. And what you got to remember is that faculty members have already been having their businesses closed down by HMRC. This has happened to Lee Brandon. This has happened to Phil Lazide, and this has nearly happened to Warren Williams. He's only got £900 in his business account. You can check this all online. Everything I'm saying is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So the cost of the whole thing, depending on what way you go, if you go into the entry level, it's still about £2,000, and they're going to give you scientific course, scientific back, program design, as well as 2 books, which is How to Eat, Move and Be Healthy, Movements That Matters, and then you'll become an IMS level 1. But the pitfall of it, it's all online. So I believe this to be just a cash grab, because you're not going to be able to palpate the body, like touch it. You're not going to be able to do the TVA testing, which takes a lot of skill. It isn't just a matter of you stick the blood pressure cuff under the belly. You've got to watch the body to make sure they're doing it 100% correctly to get the right reading. And you cannot do this just online, in my opinion. So they've lowered the price. It's more expensive because you're paying over 1 year direct debit. Okay, whereas the 3-year program is a little bit cheaper, but you're doing it over 3 years. Do you really want to do that in this economy? You've got to remember that the average PT will be in the gym for 3 to 6 months now, or maybe a year, and end up leaving and giving up because they realise it's really difficult to make money. You've got to remember as well that only 3% of people in any gym want personal training. So if there's already 20 trainers there, it's going to be really difficult for you to sell yourself to get new clients if you're new to the industry, if that makes any sense. So gyms really hate the CHE.K system because Paul slagged off every single gym machine, treadmills, you know, the chest press, benching, the Smith machine, everything he slated. So that really put the backs up of a lot of the gyms. And that's why Gavin Jenkins, who's got 29,000 in assets and got a business that's estimated worth of £32 million, only tells HMRC that he's got 30,000 in assets. So you're really going to believe this guy. And he's the same guy that sabotaged me on CHE.K Connect. You can check me out on CHE.K Connect. You can't find me. Unless you go to page 1, click down to page 2, you'll see me, click on my profile, it goes back to page 1. So killing anybody that's looking for me, unfortunately. So with the gyms, they don't really like the system. It's too in-depth, too deep, and you make their trainers look really bad. So that's another reason why they don't really want you there. Does that make sense? Unless you're paying a rental where the rent's going to be really high, up to £1,000 a month, that you'll be paying every month on top of your mortgage, on top of your car, top of your food, and feeding your wife or your kids. Does that make sense? So you've really got to think about, do you want to get locked in to paying a direct debit like you do on your rent or mortgage or your credit card? Number 3 is they're not advertising it. And the reason why they don't advertise it, Gavin Jenkins said to me, we can't afford to spend £50,000 at FitPro. Wait a minute, you've got an estimated 32 million in the bank. Why would you not be putting money into promoting your guys so they get really, really busy? Because the CHE.K Institute started in 1995. It's still not mainstream and still not known as like a physio. Does that make sense? If you get a pain or an injury, everyone goes to see a physio. Not everybody goes to see a CHE.K practitioner. And their YouTube channel, they've not uploaded anything for 1 year. Paul Chek uploaded a video 3 or 4 days ago on Paul Chek, but not on C.H.E.K Practitioner, where the academy is promoted. So is it dying? Yes. On YouTube it definitely is. On Instagram it is as well. They don't seem to have huge amounts of followers like they used to. So everything is changing. Then you've got independent gyms now are doing their own training courses, where hopefully you do a course where you get a valid qualification. So you've got to remember that the C.H.E.K Academy qualification is only recognised by the C.H.E.K Institute, nobody else in the world. Nobody else. So that means is if you send off your CV to America, say you're in the UK, and your dream is like it was my dream to go and work in the States, you'll go into 2 different gyms like I did. They didn't even know who Paul Chek was, and he was only 15 minutes up the road. So not recognised as in a governmental qualification. So if you do HLC, Holistic Lifestyle Coaching, level 1, level 2, level 3, then you do FDN. It's going to cost you in the region of nearly £12,000 for a nutritional qualification that's not recognised by anybody. The same as the Reed Davis course is not recognised by anybody. So be very, very careful. So because it's not advertised or not recognised, they may put you on the C.H.E.K Connect website. I'm on there. I've never had any clients from it. So if I'm a level 5 master and I've got nothing from it, what's it going to do to you as a level 1, level 2 or level 3? You're not going to get anything from it. And many, many, many practitioners over the last 15 to 20 years have all said the same thing to me, that they don't get any work from the C.H.E.K website, and that's why they stopped doing their qualifications. I mentioned this to Gavin when I had a meeting with him 2 years ago, and he just flip-flopped around it and, oh, we're going to change it, we're going to improve it. But 2 years on, it's still not been changed. And the last email we sent to each other, oh, I'm not sabotaging your business, Scott. Well, if you're not sabotaging my business, why am I not on page 1 like the same as you? Why am I not on page 1 when you've got a Pilates teacher, page 1, that's not even a level 5, not even been passed by Paul yet? Why is there a level 5 underneath her that's been struck off by the Inland Revenue? So you've got to think about that. There's a lot of skullduggery going on in the Institute. Well, they will sabotage your business like they tried with mine. So not advertising it at all, not doing Google AdWords, not doing anything like that in which to push the C.H.E.K word out there so the practitioners get more and more clients. You've got to do all the work. They don't do anything for you apart from C.H.E.K Connect and charge you a license fee every year. It's not a driving license where the policeman's going to ask for it. It's not a license where you're going to go into the gym and the gym's going to go, oh, you're a level 2 or you're a level 1. Have you got your license? None of them will ever ask for it, and neither will your clients. It's a huge cash grab. That's all it is. Okay, so the next thing that's killed everyone's businesses as a C.H.E.K practitioner is Paul's dope smoking and advertising. He's done, 1,000 plant medicine journeys. Now, doing that, if you want to work with physios, osteopaths and doctors, they are going to look at you like you're mad. Because one, it's not legally recognised by any government body. It's only recognised by them. And unless they're into smoking tobacco and doing psychedelic trips, they won't touch you with a barge pole, because they're worried about you pushing that onto their clients and you hurting their clients. Does that make sense? I know a C.H.E.K practitioner that was very, very good, started smoking tobacco, had some life problems, now is a cocaine addict. And this is the thing that really annoys me about Paul. Paul has a responsibility with 149,000 followers on paulchek.com and he's pushing tobacco all the time, and it even says in the level 4 manual, it's really wrong. And I've had 5 friends die of drugs, and I live in an area where drugs are it's just unbelievable what drugs have done to the community. And this is what annoys me. Why is he even promoting it when he's supposed to be the holistic health guru? So that's killed the business, as well as them not promoting it enough and won't pay for a promotion. They just got C.H.E.K Connect, where let's say they put you in Birmingham and there's 20 other guys in Birmingham, you're going to be right at the bottom, so you still won't get anything. Does that make sense? I said to Gavin, what you should do is charge people a yearly fee to be on C.H.E.K Connect, but they've got to be getting clients for that yearly fee to be worth you paying. But they don't want it for that. They want it so it's pretend they put you on it. You think you're going to get clients, but you don't. But he's on there himself, on the right hand side at the top. So because he's got an estimated 32 million in the bank, why does he need to even be there? It's a conflict of interest against you as the C.H.E.K practitioner that's paying your monthly prescription fee for a click that they're just pressing a button and they're being paid. Does that make sense? Especially if you do the new level. I don't think there's any one-to-one coaching in the new one that you do. The same as they got a business course out as well. That's a complete failure. I know somebody that saw over 30 clients, got 1 sign up. 30 clients. Yeah, she was making £30 per client, but she was pissing off the clients because they only see her for 30 minutes. Then they've got to come back to see her a couple of days later to find out what the price is, which is, to me, completely stupid. The other pitfall, which is number 6, which is really important, is no refunds. So they're breaking the law by doing this. They're saying 14 days. But if you break the seal of whatever you bought, the DVD or the manual or the book, they won't refund your money. Then if they click a button for you to download, say the IMS1 course, or you just signed up for the 3 years and you don't like it, they won't give you your money back. It states that clearly on the website, which is totally illegal. So you have to remember that as well. So if Gavin Jenkins himself has got 29,000 in assets declared at company's house, but in the bank he's got over 32 million estimated, is he lying? Why didn't he put in that asset thing, his house, his car and his big gym? Is it a tax fiddle? What's going on? So if he's lying on that, he's going to say whatever he can in which to get you signed up for the courses. Does that make sense? It's just about making money. It's not about you becoming an elite professional and working with clients. They want to keep you as tight and as small as possible. Does that make sense? So if they can do that to me as a level 5 master, I'm fine. You know, I'm making money, everything is all right. The reason why I'm doing this is because it's the principle of it. And I'm suing the institute. Why do they think that they can have such a terrible website that it doesn't even help people with disabilities? Now, when I did all the levels, I did it all on my own, just pushing myself constantly and learning and practicing and learning and practicing. And I can tell you from a dyslexic point of view, the manuals are very, very difficult. Now they've cut down the criteria of you to get on board because they're getting less and less people on board. Now you're going to do a 15-minute call, signed up, then you've got 14 days. And if you don't get out of it within 14 days, you're either locked into a year or 3 years. So make sure that if you decide that you want to try it, that you get out within them 14 days to make sure that you don't get locked in and end up getting a bailiff knocking at your door. Does that make sense? So this is really putting personal trainers and C.H.E.K practitioners into bankruptcy, because if you look at Lee Brandon's Gazette noticed on his own business on HMRC, that means his business is closed down. The same with Warren Williams, has only got £900 in his account. The same as Phil Lazide, his business is totally closed by HMRC. But he's in his late 60s now, so maybe he's gone retire. He's retired. You can't mess around with HMRC. Simply because if you're a limited company, which they're all doing it for ego, they could be a sole trader, which Matt Walden, I think, is a sole trader. He's not a limited company because I couldn't find him online. So if you're a sole trader, all your earnings are kept private. But if you're a limited company, everybody can see. So you can Google Lee Brandon, Warren Williams, Phil Lazide, and see they're all their business, apart from Warren's, it's not closed down yet. But he's only got £900 in his business. If you've only got £900 and you've got to pay your rent, which is £1,000, that's your business closing down. Does that make sense? So the high faculty members that have no teaching qualification from university, so what I mean is they've not come out of personal training or become a CHE.K practitioner, and before that they was a teacher in a school, they have no teaching qualification. So that means if you do have a little bit of a disability or something that needs to be addressed, they're not going to be able to help you. Does that make sense? And the website is not set up for any disability at all. So really, really think about that before you commit that huge amount of money for a certificate that's not valid anywhere apart from by the private institute. And remember, the £400 that you can charge per hour is a huge, huge lie. I don't know why that's even online. I don't know. I've been in the industry 27 years. I don't know any trainer or CHE.K practitioner or even a doctor on Harley Street that charges £400 an hour. They just wouldn't get any customers. It's just way over the top. Yes, you could get up to £150 an hour as a CHE.K practitioner, but it depends on your client base. It depends your area that you're working in. Guys in Essex and Chelmsford were still charging 50 quid an hour, but they spent 30,000 on their education, which is completely stupid in my view. Does that make sense? I charge £200 an hour because I can, because of what I know and where I'm in London. So really, really think about these key points. So the Institute seems like it's going down on YouTube. The cost is going up of all the courses. And when they put the cost up, it means that they've got less people to work with. Or less students coming through. Does that make sense? Because now you can be at third space. They'll get you to do their qualification. Then you've got Fitness First. They'll get you to do their qualification. So they're all doing their independent things. But as long as they're recognised by all the other gyms and recognised by the government, it's fine. They won't be as good as the CHE.K stuff, I must admit, as far as I know. But you've got something that's recognised throughout the industry. Whereas the CHE.K system isn't at all. And if you don't believe me, ring 10 gyms. Heard of Paul Chek? Do you take on CHE.K practitioners? No. No, no, no. You might get one. Then go round the gym, speak to 50 members. You heard of Paul Chek? Heard of a CHE.K practitioner? You'll get 1 out of 50. Because I know I've tried it. I've done it during the pandemic. So remember that. So remember there's no refund once you go over that 14 days. Remember that all the manuals, none of them have got any doctor's name behind it. Doctors, physios, osteopaths, nobody's put their credible name behind Paul's name. So you see the tennis conditioning manual, it's got Lee Brandon and Paul Chek. But the tennis conditioning manual is virtually the same as the golf biomechanics manual. It's just a cash grab. That's all it is. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's educated you and that you don't make the mistake of signing up for something for 3 years or even a year that you can't really afford, or that you sold a dream that it's going to be all magical and athletes are going to work with you. It's all complete BS. So thanks very much for listening to me. Hope you watched it, Gavin. Hope you're enjoying all the videos. So I've got to give you what I normally give you, is a big fuck you, and fuck Paul Chek too.